Hello everyone, I am Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak 2 Part 69. In the previous video we talked to people or whatever. Aren't you like an actual person? Aren't you like one of the bracers? You're like the... You're not the bracer who dies, you're the one who lives? Kind of weird to just... Because, I mean, I don't think we've seen that, like, model as, like, one of any of the random, just, like, walk-around NPCs. It's kind of weird that he's just standing there. But last time, you know, we talked to people. Bit of a filler episode, to be honest. Which is why this time we're going to try and do our side quest. And it better be a real side quest. If it tells me to fight a monster, I think I said last time I was going to scream. Alright, Conrad. My name is Conrad. I'm a mediator for foreign individuals. Recently, some migrant workers, primarily from an impoverished northern region, have gone missing in the capital. You gonna ask me to sail down a river? I worry that people will cast doubt on my line of work if this continues. If you're interested in hearing me out, I'll be waiting on the department store's rooftop. Okay. Because I will admit, it does get kind of, I mean, when I say kind of hard, I mean very mildly, slightly annoying of like trying to come up with titles and thumbnails for these filler NPC talking videos when I've done it like 200 times. You know, you start to run out of tricks. I hope Mina's alright. I've been having to go alone to her classes lately. Every time I went to pick her up in the beginning, she'd cry and cling to me for hours, but she's been rather calm about it the past few days. Has me a little worried, honestly. I mean, why that sudden change? She's not just retreating into herself, is she? I just want to make sure she's adjusting well. Before she knows, she's like, I hate you again. I don't want to go home. You know, I've noticed there are more and more people walking around with their heads in their T-phones lately. God darn kids these days. I mean, goddess darn kids these days. Bet we're gonna start seeing them in all sorts of accidents soon. Maybe we should start a PSA about when you shouldn't be using T-phones. I don't know, man. I feel like anybody who... like, if you have enough common sense to understand the PSA... like, you're not going to be using your T-phone in dangerous situations or situations where you want to be not distracted. Like, you're not going to hit the target audience, because the target audience isn't paying attention to the PSA because they're looking at their T-phones while they're driving. Alright, if I work hard enough, I'll have no choice but to leave the business trips to me. I noticed the personnel manager's been eyeing me lately. Hopefully that means I'm close to a promotion. Maybe you're close to being fired. Oh man, I'd do anything for a vacation. Same, girly, same. We'll hit up the mall first, and then we'll do our talk. For our
What can I get for you today?
What you got that's new? Energy bar? Energy bar? A cereal bar that provides the extra nutrients regular diets often lack? Well, I mean, personally, I feel like a jelly drink should cost more than a single bar.
Please come back soon.
Hey everyone, it's been a while. Ever since that whole mess in Longport, right, where my family wanted me to crush my hopes and dreams. You went on a little vacation after? Yep, sure did. Can't say I feel any more rested for it, though. Anyway, what have you been up to lately? You doing alright? You know, just like my family hates me, nothing crazy. I need to be all cryptic, dude. We're just asking about how you're feeling after that match we had. Well, I mean, I guess you could say it lifted a weight off my shoulders.
We hope you enjoy shopping.
The weight of having to care about my family knowing that they hate me and they don't want me to have a happy future. After meeting Gal Long and seeing just how much my sister's grown, they helped me putting things into perspective for me. So honestly, I think the match was worth it. You're still not convinced about going back to the Gecko School, right? Don't really want to do it. Please stop asking. I mean, it's not completely out of the question. You know, the same way that us all dying because a meteor hits the planet isn't completely out of the question.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I wouldn't really account for it, though. That being said, I don't intend on giving up on running my own pharmacy anytime soon. Who's to say? Maybe I'll find some time to follow both paths eventually. I'll beat people up, and then after I beat them up, I'll be like, I got a pharmacy down the way, get you some painkillers for that ass whooping you just got. It might be the perfect business model. Well, as long as they're happy in the end. Pharmacist, Gecko Master, choice is all yours, bud. Been talking to my family back in Longport recently. They told me something big was going down in Hayaway. Kinda makes me wonder about what's going to happen with the Gecko School. Will it change with the times or stay the same?
What can I get for you today? Please come back soon.
You baited me. I forgot I'd already looked. I've been seeing Beth around quite often lately, but I have a feeling she's avoiding me. Maybe I spoke a little too harshly to her last year. Still, she seemed awfully down lately. Don't you think perhaps there's something I can do to help? This when you hit her with the, I don't even know who the hell Beth is. I've never talked to you before, lady. Because, I mean, in theory, there's at least probably one person who has never talked to that NPC in the first game, and this is their first time talking to her here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's possible. Like you accidentally chatted to her, and then she's like talking about some shit. You're like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Manager Wesley is out at the moment. He's busy investigating the Treon Mall. As I'm sure you can imagine, they're the reason for our drop in sales recently. You know, it's been quite some time since we started working with Elon. Perhaps we'll be more successful in our opposition if we join forces.
let me know if you need anything at all.
Spare ribs? Why can't I just have the regular ribs? Wait, is this any good? No, those stats are terrible. I just saw like double evasion. I'm like, whoa, but the numbers are kind of low.
If you need fresh vegetables and ingredients, please come back anytime.
How do I read a book? Insanely addictive? I don't know if we should be making anything that's insanely addictive. Good thing we're on a hunger strike.
We invite everyone to come and see for yourselves.
Should I change my weapon? Nah, then I gotta start training all over again. Craig, are you listening to me? We have to get to our next request. Yeah, I heard you. Just give me a sec, okay? What could he possibly be thinking so hard about? Oh, Elaine, I heard about what happened over in the Myth Island. The remnants of the DG cult and the fourth Ongus of the Society. Can't even imagine how crazy that must have been.
Your attention.
I mean, that wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was when the plot did some dumb shit.
If you need fresh vegetables,
At least we managed to make it all work out in the end. Well, I mean, they had done some dumb shit prior to that, but I don't know. What's the dumbest thing in the last chapter? Everyone wanting to fight Van because they think he's colluding with
come and see for yourselves.
Harwood? Or Swin being like, hey, the guy who, like, emotionally manipulated me, I'm gonna side with him. I mean, honestly, it's probably the Swin thing. Even though, like, because I just don't... I have some level of faith that they're not fully going to commit to Swin being just a dumbass for no reason.
Your attention, please.
I'm sure after the last we'll see of them. Make sure you both remain on guard.
Building, you will find a
Understood. We should give you more of a hand next time. You're putting the cart before the horse, don't you think?
You need a break from your
Because it's like, well, the reason it's so annoying is that, like, it could kind of work if he wasn't calling himself the fucking Garden Master. If Ace just showed up as like, hey, I'm Ace, I'm back from the dead, Swin buddy, help me get these Genesees, it's really important to me, I could buy Swin going along with it. But when he's like, I'm the secret leader of the garden, I'm the reason you got enslaved in the first place, and my whole sacrifice was completely and totally made up just to emotionally fuck with your head,
roof of this building,
he would be like
find a
more
cluster
betrayed than
of
anything.
greenery.
Be safe, you two.
Should you need a break from your shopping, you are more than welcome to relax there.
And that's not even getting into the fact that him being the garden master doesn't make any fucking sense. in the first place. So it's like, I don't know if that's just like he thinks he's the garden master or what. Like if that's going to be the explanation. But it's like, if you're going to do that, just have him be like a random dude who's maybe evil, you don't know. And Swin and Nadia are like, sorry, we got to go with him for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Demython? Nah, I'd only slow him down if I went.
On the roof of this
Probably best that I focus on the jobs in front of me for now. I mean, oh my god, he admitted? Anyway, be safe out there, Lane. As for you guys, don't do anything crazy, alright?
You are more than welcome to
Just, you know, when you're about to do something, just think to yourself, what would Clyde do? And run away. Hey, you looking down at me, Spriggan? How long does he mean to keep me waiting? Anyway, I heard those 2 substitute Spriggans of yours went missing. I hope look into it when I have the time, but I'm sure you'll find them soon, Elaine. I'm not Elaine, that's Judah. Why don't we trade info later?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Long time no see, Van. Join Tom with your assistants again. Well,
You will find a rest area.
heard about how you got into it with ZA recently, and then you were caught up in some disturbance in Longport. I don't know if they're famous enough that you can abbreviate their
You are more than welcome.
organization yet. By the way, where are your substitute Spriggans? Can't talk about the details right now, but we're on the lookout for them. Got a feeling things might get rougher from here on out, though. You'll probably be seeing us around more. Sure. As always, I'll have your weapons looking good and new. Still, might not have been very long, but I really liked having Swin and Nadia around. Make sure you bring them back, alright? Of course. They're our friends, after all. I mean, maybe we should respect their decision.
What would you like today?
If they want to be evil for no reason or side with the evil people, hey, maybe they need to get what's coming to them.
Look no further than
No special treatment.
We invite everyone to come and see for yourselves.
Do we want to... Nah, I don't think these are worth upgrading right now. Okay, this does seem to be just better than what Anya's has equipped. Unfortunately,
I'll get more good stuff in stock soon.
Anya's, if you want that fancy accessory, you're gonna have to go ask your dad for 3,000 mira, because Van ain't got it.
Welcome! Thank you for coming!
Me when somebody comes to shop at my store. Welcome! Thank you for coming!
Look no further than Holden Groceries.
Please stop by again!
We invite everyone.
Well, I suppose I should have expected this. We found out that some of our customer base is taken to shopping at those new fast fashion stores. Of course, we offer a much wider variety to our guests. Brother, you sell 2 things. Especially with our ability to procure items from other establishments, but perhaps I should have been more apprehensive at the Treon Mall from the start.
Well,
That damn competition, I hate it. I will do better. I have a feeling this isn't going to be easy, though. I mean, after all I've been focused on is decking myself out so I can attract a husband. But regardless, if Marguerite says I'm doing it wrong, then I'm doing it wrong.
building, you will find a rest area surrounded by greenery.
I used to think Marguerite was just like me, that she thought finding a wealthy husband was the key to a happy life.
You need a break from
I
your
was trying to
job.
figure out how she
You are
pulled
more
it
than
off, but
welcome to
I was wrong. She actually likes her husband for more than just his money for some fucking reason, idiot. I completely misunderstood her, and to think I even tried putting what she taught me into practice. I mean, I wouldn't say you put what she taught you into practice. It was more like you ignored what she was saying and went with your own preconceived notions. But I mean, it does seem like she kind of did luck out, because even if she didn't like her husband, apparently he's never around, so maybe it's really easy to not have any beef if you never have to talk to him. Can't believe Weston Department Store's holding an event like this. They really put out all the stops too. I'm so excited. Trying to cause a scene, alright? Yeah, I'll leave the spotlights to the kids for now. Orbilar C cars didn't exist back when we were kids. Now there's all kinds of competitions for them. It's been kind of fascination of ours lately. Don't want to step on the kids' fun though. Should probably just watch for now. Nah, man. Get your own car. Start beating up the kids. Become dominant. Become the dragon of the racetrack. I only stopped by because I saw a sign for it. It seems like lots of fun. Once all the kids get tired out, me and Graham are going to take a turn. Maybe we should be a little shameless about it, Jennifer. Think about it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, I'm sure it'll come back to me later. Wow, they're really pumped up about all these things. I guess these kids must be really into cars, huh? Hope they don't get into racing in the future. Don't want to be as poor as we are. Orbital radio control? That's so cool. How much do you think this thing go for, Graham? Want to split the cost with me? Aren't you broke, Downey? Yeah, that's why I said split the cost. You know, me 1%, you 99%. Look how smooth they drive. I thought they were just toys at first, but now I want one. Just you watch. I'm going to save up all my mirror and buy every model. Well, I mean, maybe you should focus on getting just the one. We're holding an RC car competition today. And it's all, I mean, what's the competition? You're just going around in a damn circle. And it's all thanks to Mr. Elon's connections in Basel. That what, you got 4 or 5 traffic cones? Of course, Mr. Wesley helped too, I guess. They've been on pretty friendly terms lately.
What would you like? Please stop by again sometime.
You the Conrad that posted the request? We're from Arcrod Solutions. Yes, you look pretty handable. This is a rumor set. Wait, isn't that guy? Yeah, it's, I don't recognize him, but I saw his name. He's the newspaper guy. I'm assuming you're the one who recommended our services? You're the editor-in-chief of that one gossip rag. We met sometime last year, didn't we? Gotta say, though, you picked an awfully lively place for a meetup this time. Wouldn't suppose there's a reason for that? So you're quick on the uptake as ever, Arcrod. Having a loud crowd surrounding us makes it harder for people to eavesdrop. Anyway, you'll hear out his request, won't you? Sounded like it'd be right up your alley. If I remember correctly, you often act as a go-between for immigrants dealing with special circumstances, right? I'm not so sure about this one, guys. Migrant workers tend to get caught up in a lot of not-so-honest work. They get a bad rap for a reason. What the fuck? I mean, gotta at least hear what he's gotta say first before you go, like, you're stereotyping Judith. Minus 10 points to Judith? Believe me, I understand the reputation they have better than anyone else. But there can be a lot of red tape in the paperwork. They want to feed their families, mostly got no choice but to resort to criminal means. People like that are who make up a majority of my client bases, migrants unable to obtain proper work visas. In other words, migrants who have no legal right to work in this country. Oh no, oh god. I've seen firsthand the problems immigrants can face. It's not pleasant. Yeah? And maybe she saved it. Well, if they're Eastern, you can bet Hayway take care of them. And I guess the others don't really get a whole lot of options. Exactly. So my job is to introduce those people to someone who can provide them work and get a finder's fee from their employer. And maybe it's not my place to say, but I believe that's a better outcome than them starving in the streets while they wait for the papers. Well, when you put it that way. I understand why you're apprehensive. I'm sure you know plenty of people like him who use their job to exploit foreigners. It's just, well, Conrad here knows where to draw the line. I suppose he sent a few people to handle some seriously dreadful menial labor. But trust me when I say he neither introduces them to illegal work nor cuts of their pay. Guess as much assurance we can get. Go ahead and give us the details then. Guessing it's got something to do with those missing workers we've been hearing about? Yeah, you see, after contacting me about how the work ended for them, they go missing altogether. Been a pretty big topic of concern in my line of work, though. Nobody's been able to make heads or tails of it. Honestly, if this keeps up, I'm worried suspicion will start to fall on both me and my colleagues. Yeah, you're right. You'd be suspect number 1 in no time. So what, you want us to figure out what's going on so they don't start pinning the disappearance on you guys? I mean, if you could, yeah? Does that sound like something you could do? Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. Seems like a pretty cut and dry issue. Well, I can't exactly say no to a referral from the editor-in-chief. Yeah, I'm pretty worried about the safety of these workers. Judas not. Judas, like, they shouldn't be in the country to begin with. Thank you so much. I'm so relieved. I just can't get a good night's sleep knowing what's gonna happen to those people. And here I thought you were more worried about saving your own ass. Well, I've been doing this work for a while. Here's some pretty grueling stories about the lives immigrants we lead. I have to have a heart of stone not to sympathize with them. Yeah, not right, Judith? Well, if that's how you feel, maybe I don't have as many reservations about this job as I thought. I agree. If the lives of those migrant workers truly are in jeopardy, I see no issue in taking on this request. Do you mind going over the details once more? I can't thank you enough. Been a bit hesitant to consult the police of the Bracers. This is a huge weight off my shoulders. Well, looks like things are finally going your way, Conrad. Glad I was here to introduce y'all. Anyhow, I'm a busy man. Be heading off now. Feel free to decide what to do amongst yourselves. That guy's a real piece of work. I'm sure we'll be fine without him. More importantly, why don't you fill us in on some of the specifics? I mean, I don't know what he did that was so bad, Aaron. I don't know if I call him a piece of work. I heard something about the ones disappearing being migrants from north of Zemuria. That's right, they're the ones who've gone missing most frequently. Eastern and Central Easterners haven't seemed to be affected at all, however. Huh, even white foreigners come here for work? They do, yes. After all, there's a fair number of undeveloped regions in the north, yeah. You can go ahead and say it, just say Northumbria. Just say it sucks. Because, fucking goddess hit it with the damn salt pillar. Rude ass. You may be like, there's no proof that the goddess was the one who sent the salt pillar. Yeah, but like, I would hope she'd be able to stop that shit. So her inaction means, I think she at least gets partial blame. That's all I'm saying. Along with those from Northumbria, the Republic also receives immigrants in the outlying areas around the Free Cities as well. Yeah, I used to hear all kinds of stories about the tribes up there. It's strange they've been made a target, though. We're gonna need to do some digging, particularly into the workers' backgrounds. I'm glad that you share my concern. However, I believe it's best if I leave the rest to you. I'll be in the area for a while, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So what do you want to do first? We don't exactly have much to go on. Yeah, Judith's already trying to bail on the damn quest. It's like, oh, this just seems like it'd be really hard. I don't know if we should be doing this. We only need to find people who are familiar with not only migrant workers, but specifically those from North Zemuria. North Zemuria. I'm trying to think if there's... Isn't there like a family that's from Northumbria? I mean, there's the girl, the painter girl, but I mean, she wouldn't... She hasn't been here long enough, I wouldn't think. I feel like there's an NPC family that's from Northumbria in this game. Now I think about it, I heard that one subcontracting employee employed loads of them? Or subcontracting factory. Bet we could probably talk to some of their business partners instead of spilling a few dirty secrets. Exactly, the workers themselves will likely be on guard for it asked directly. Investigating the periphery is definitely the better strategy. Alright then, set up Bradley's first. Which one is Bradley's? Given all the parts he has to order, I'm sure he's got some connections with people in subcontracting. Not only that, but he's the kind to pay attention to the small stuff. He might just have some pretty good leads. Who do you think we should ask about the migrants? Gabriella used to work with the Northern Jaegers, right? Maybe she'll know something. Oh, maybe that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, bar chick. Nah, her roots run a little too deep in the underworld? Okay, fine. Yeah, shut up, Fairy. You don't know what you're talking about. You should try talking to some of the more lawful immigrant populations first. I mean, she does just run a bar. For now. Like, I mean, that's all we've seen her do. In that case, we should focus on places where people from the north are most likely to gather. Come to think of it, aren't the people who run Old Town's bathhouse from Euphoria? Yeah, maybe. Nice job, Agnes. Usually pretty easy to miss something right under your nose. Well, it was more of an epiphany than anything. That being said, I think they became naturalized citizens quite a while ago. Do you think they still know what's going on in the migrant community? I mean, it's possible. They come by, they hear, oh, there's a, you know, a bathhouse. Let's go check that out. Remind us of the home country. Plus, I've heard it's run by, you know, people from where I'm from. I think it's worth a shot after all. Northern folk take their saunas pretty seriously. Even if they don't have direct connections anymore, it's like that Laguna still serves as a central hub. Then I suppose it's settled. We'll be heading to Bradley Maintenance and Laguna Bathhouse. Yeah, Bradley Maintenance. I don't know who that is.
Let's hurry up and finish this.
I mean, presumably it's one of the ordnance stores, 'cause I'm trying to think. I mean, there's one... not in the mall, but... is there one at Treon?
Those guys are so cool.
Alright, then I suppose I'll leave the investigating to you. I honestly can't help being a little concerned about any possible accusations, but mostly I'm just worried about what might actually happen to him. Is there an Orbital? Well, no, that's probably our monster, but I don't... I don't remember an Orbital store in Riverside. Oh, the car place. Okay. I guess when they were saying factory, and plus, I was thinking like an Orbital store. And as far as I know, Bradley works by himself. He doesn't really seem like the type to be subcontracting out much of anything.
That's just a rumor, right?
Okay, apparently that's just a rumor. My bad. Yeah, well, dang. So I kind of want to finish this area because I might not remember to come back. But if we do all the talking, we'll have enough time to finish the quest. Let's do the quest and we'll just try and end the video in Station Street.
Well then, shall we?
Because we probably also will cut like right at 40 minutes. So I have some time to record today, but I have to like take a break. Like I have to do something in the middle of the day, then also some time later today. So I'd like to try and get like 2 videos done before I have to do my thing.
Come again.
Got a question for you.
So, I don't know about the people my suppliers employ, huh? Well, I gotta imagine you use a fair share of migrant workers. Don't they ever talk to you about them? Maybe you would have known more. Don't exactly fill me on all the details. Guess I've been hearing some strange things about them lately. Things that even got me concerned. Don't know if it's what you're looking for, but I can share it with you, if you'd like. That would be very helpful, Mr. Bradley. Did something happen? Right, well, where should I start? Apparently a bunch of migrant workers at one of the factories just up and quit recently. All over a few days, too. Thought it was some sort of strike at first. Doesn't seem like that was the case. Been no contact from the workers since. That is certainly worrisome. Were there any warning signs? From what I've been told, management had no idea any of what happened till it all went down. The ones who left were known to be pretty serious workers too. None of them showed any dissatisfaction with their jobs at all. But regardless, they all got up around the same time and called it quits. I think they said something to the likes of, "This job doesn't suit me," or "I deserve better," or "Take this job and shove it." It's pretty strange they all have the same reasons for leaving. Well, I mean, not really. There's only like 2 reasons to leave. Well, there's like, I mean, basically the only reason you ever leave a job is because A, you have a better offer, B, you know, it sucks, or C, you're getting paid shit. Which kind of just ties into you have a better offer, because even if the pay is shit, it's better than no pay, and getting no pay is usually not an option for most people. Not to mention how these were the last people you'd expect it from. I don't think this is instigated by someone. Any word about possible third parties? Wouldn't say I'm that informed. Heard a little something about those workers being seen talking to someone on the outside. I see. Whoever that someone is must have quite the influence on them. By quitting so suddenly, what were they planning on doing after they left? The actor was worried about the same thing. They even asked them if they had any other jobs lined up. I guess the workers seemed pretty confident things would work out. Maybe that person they were confiding in gave them some sort of grand opportunity. Anyway, that's about all I know at the moment. I should mention that everything I heard was just complaints from my supplier. No worries, you've been a great help. You've really given us a lot to think on. Pretty creepy if you ask me. That's what made those workers quit like that. Something doesn't feel right. Make sure you get to the bottom of this, Van. And this guy's like, hey, I was trying to have a conversation, and then these fucking nerds showed up, and now they're just leaving without even acknowledging me, man.
Let's roll!
Depending on the amount of times you successfully, like, I don't know, I used to could never read the tips. But I mean, that was like I thought maybe it was just the last chapter. I don't know why the loading times have gotten long all of a sudden. Or not really long, but they're like way longer than they used to be.
Let me ask you something.
And then I feel like it's just this gag. I don't think I've noticed it on anything else. You don't know about immigrants in North Zemuria? You're right, we do see our fair share of them around here. Our family's from Euphoria, but we share our culture with people all over the north. In particular, we get lots of North Ambrian migrants who like to stop here. They usually come in to talk to my grandma and my grandpa about all their problems. I think maybe it's the workers complaining about their day. Bingo. Still, picking up on stuff like that's pretty impressive. Tell me, have you heard anything strangely about those workers you mentioned? Well, I guess it's not really new, but there's been some talk about them being dissatisfied with the way they're being treated. Dissatisfied with the way they're being treated? Are they being discriminated against? I think it's a little different. I mean, even though they're immigrants, they still are like pretty much everyone else in Calvert, right? Compared to other immigrants, the ones from up north don't really stand out all that much. That's true. Even immigrant advocate movements tend to focus on those from the East or Central East. I'm sure it's because physiological differences are more easily identifiable. But if that idea starts making the rounds, it's not hard to imagine why northern migrants would be treated less favorably. And it's hard to garner sympathy for them when they look like the majority of Calvert's population. So they feel like they're being left out, that it? Even though they're dealing with similar problems, it's harder for them to gain the same amount of sympathy. I can see how that might make you feel a bit trapped. Wouldn't be surprised if someone's able to use that to their advantage. I haven't heard a thing about anyone being swindled. Got to you already, huh? Might just have some useful gossip for y'all. You heard something? You better not be pulling their tail. Well, it's only something that came down the grapevine. Heard there's been talk of someone who can pull foreign workers from the mire of their jobs. Interesting. Can you tell us more? Only if you beat me in Mahjong. I've been looking into investment trends for social welfare services recently. I was doing some research. Heard something about a non-profit organization that struck me as tad peculiar. An NPO? Yes, it was only recently created too. They say a group that provides employment support to immigrant groups. Appears they've been luring in migrants who already have jobs with promises of both better pay and working conditions. All it takes is one question. You really happy with where you're at right now? That's remarkably similar to what we heard over at Bradley's place. And there's a good chance that someone they're consulting with is that NPO. They don't seem to be finding new jobs, the ones that quit either. In my opinion, it's all rather irresponsible of them. At least they can do is help them get back on their feet. Well, I think they're trying to trick them into quitting their jobs because they're evil. That's the first thing that popped into my head. I agree. No matter how preposterous the Republic is now, there's no guarantee they'll be able to find another stable income so easily, or how prosperous the Republic is. So the Republic is pretty preposterous, but word doesn't really fit in the sentence. Especially for those who don't have a valid work visa. It sounds like they're just increasing the number of unemployed immigrants. How would they do that? They can't just be profiting from it somehow, right? It might be too late to ask this now, but what's an MPO? I've heard of an NGO before. Of course, to give a simple explanation, NGO stands for non-governmental organization. On the other hand, MPO stands for a non-profit organization. I mean, I'll give Fairy this. You don't usually abbreviate non-profit organization. Like, NGO is used way more commonly as an abbreviation than, like, usually you would just say, like, non-profit. Both are independent from their nations and are operating to better social welfare. In general, the ones that are restricted to specific fields and act on local levels are MPOs. Those who act on an international level and cover multiple pursuits are referred to as NGOs. Okay, I guess I get it. I don't know why we had to explain this, to be honest, but that's true, and this MPO isn't making anything better at all. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to do some more research in this organization. Thanks for all your help, guys. You're welcome. Hope you figure it out. Come on, there's no need for thanks. Just join me in the next game of Mahjong. Consider it even. I'll play the 13 orphans and send you to the Shadow Realm. Okay, got a lot more information than we thought we would. I only found a place where we can sort through it all. Shall we head back to Station Street? That way we can update Conrad on the situation as well. And with all the people in the area, it's possible we'll be able to pick up some extra info along the way. It might also be a good time to inform the guild of any developments. Right, let's get going then. Any second now? Oh, okay. Actually, auto started. Alright, as it stands now, I have a pretty basic idea of what went down. Bit hazy on a few of the details, though. Let's start by putting everything in order. The base assumption is the ones going missing are primarily those from the north of Zemuria. Also, migrants that don't have work visas. They quit their jobs all within the same time frame, but vanished immediately after. And the ones who told them to quit was from an MPO. But the question is why? What could they possibly stand to gain from getting migrants to quit? It's also worrying that those who left seem to have cut off all communications. That is weird. Definitely still have a lot of questions about the whole thing. If only we had something more conclusive. Why don't we just go to the source of the problem then? Let's find this MPO person and make them tell us what's going on. Problem with that is we don't actually know which MPO they're part of. Buck didn't really give us any solid information. Anya's, is that part-time job you're talking about? Oh, Miss Towa. She got the Rolodex of every MPO in last 200 years, right? It looks like we're meet again. Hello, everyone. Hello, did you already finish your talk with Prince Sharid? Well, let's just say we reached a good stopping point. I'll be returning after a short break. I was getting ready for, like, what if we haven't done that dialogue yet? However, because our talks have proven so fruitful, we do have a bit of leeway in our schedules for the moment. Is that so? Think you could help us out with something then? Looking into a case that might be related to your area of expertise. Miss Towa is associated with an NGO. She's gonna be like, there's no MPOs in Calvard. They're too greedy. How would you happen to know anything about the MPOs currently operating in the Republic? What? Are you having a problem with one of them? Please, tell me everything you know. The group began to appraise Towa the details of their current job and what they had learned about the suspicious MPO. However, her response was outside of their expectations. I had no idea this was something you were investigating. The NGO I'm currently associated with does its work to support area-level MPOs. The ones I'm looking into at the moment haven't been as forthcoming about the results of their activities. Naturally, there's been a bit of suspicion. Given the timing, I can't deny the possibility that it might just be connected to the one you've all heard about. Also, I believe their stated intentions are to aid the employment of foreigners in special circumstances. I can't say for sure they're the same organization, but it seems like our most likely lead at the moment. I agree, but would you mind allowing me to accompany your investigations? This could be exactly what I need for a breakthrough in my case. I won't hesitate to give you my full cooperation. And even if it isn't, it's still related to an issue with an MPO, and it's my duty to follow up on it. You mean you'll help us? That'd be great. Yeah, I would have been satisfied with a few useful tidbits, but having you with us will be way more efficient. Even if I do end up owing you one, I look forward to working with you. Yes, don't you mean Indeed? I guess did they realize that they used Indeed way too much in the first game and like Control F'd the thesaurus hit from the second game? Because like the amount of Indeeds in Daybreak 1 compared to like even in situations where saying Indeed would make sense, they don't do it anymore. Well, now that we've welcomed you aboard, do you think you could share any of your more recent findings? Maybe it'll help us figure out our next steps. Actually, I do have something. I have a friend who's been looking into this group as well, waiting for them to contact me with whatever they found, and speak of the devil. Hello, sorry about all the extra tasks. Did you find anything useful? This friend of hers, ... I get the feeling they're not a member of the ICO. Oh no. Outside the NGO, our friends would be ... Never mind. There's no sense worrying about it right now. Yeah, it's just an ambiguous friend. It could be anybody. Actually, I found another group that was looking into a suspicious MPO. It seems they're for a separate incident, however. What I've heard so far, I'm pretty sure the MPO we're each looking into is one and the same. Anyway, you said there was movement over in the Central Marsh? I'll head over there and check it out now. Sorry to keep you waiting. They managed to find something after all. As I mentioned, we're almost confident the MPO will be looking into and the one from the case are the same organization. Their official name is the Association for Better Migrant Working Conditions. I think they're not only misappropriating funds, but they may also be involved in the disappearance of migrant workers. I can't believe it. It's Towa. Regardless, looks like we know what we need to do. You said something about there being movement over in the Central Marsh, right? Then we should hurry. If we're quick enough, we might be able to catch them in the act. Following that van and the rest of my... Okay, you're making me go immediately. Take a sip of the sauce. Yep, they'll never notice you. Do you think that's the person we're looking for? Let's catch him before we lose his trail. Faye can play good cop, and I'll play bad cop. No, we can't. He might just be an innocent bystander. Yeah, if we approach the wrong person, it could alert the guy we're actually after. We're running out of time, though. As soon as we get some confirmation, we'll make a move. Let's see. That person just now said he was from Association for Better Migrant Working Conditions, right? Yeah, I'm not from Calvert, so he was asking if I was unhappy with my job. He said that in order to find more quality work, I should quit as soon as I can so we could talk about other opportunities. Well, I mean, come on, brother. come on. I'm being honest, though, I'm much more interested in having a stable income. I turned him down. Okay, well, at least you're not. I mean, being like, hey, I got a great opportunity for you. You need to quit your job first, though, before we can start talking about it. Brother. I'm like, that might be like, if you fall for that. Maybe you didn't deserve the job in the first place. Yeah, he's gotta be our guy. The name, his methods, there's no room for doubt. Can't go far, let's follow him. Yes, we need to put a stop to this. The street doesn't seem to be as crowded as the others. Do you think he's going to meet someone? Might be our chance to find who's behind all this. Let's try and keep out of sight. Please, why is it the longest hallway in existence, man? Dude has got no pep in his step. Yep. Well, I mean, he's getting away, man. Yep, definitely one of the mechanics of all time. Oh no, he's lost. Oh god, where could he be? Oh wait, he's right there. Who would have thunk it? Oh no, he's going to the sewers! Oh! He can't open the door. He can't do it. He doesn't have the skills to open that door. Oh wait, are we done? I believe that gate leads to the old sewer system. I mean, at least they call it sewers. Sneaking must mean he wasn't sneaking. My man was just walking completely casually. Well, it's definitely not the kind of place the employee of an MPO would drop by. Alley's pretty narrow. If we tried to cram ourselves in there, we'd be caught in no time. Mind giving us a hand catcher? Oh, I see. You want me to turn into an angel and blow up the city? I guess I could do that. I mean, Theo should have no interest in getting in. Theo, don't let him see you, but transmit everything in your surroundings, okay? Understood. Pursuing target in stealth mode, sending visuals and sound to Katra Zypha. How was the day's harvest? Not as good as we'd hoped. They seemed pretty content with where they were. Planning on going back to the construction areas of the suburbs. Had better luck over there. Well, guess we do already have enough for the first camp. Shouldn't get too greedy. Anyway, delivery's right after this. We'll be there, right? But like, if you're kidnapping them, I mean, I guess it's like, so the employers wouldn't be looking for them if they just disappeared. If they're like, oh, I'm gonna get a new job, and then they disappear. But when you have everyone at one factory quit at the same time, it seems like that's the same level of suspicion. Yeah, after all the trouble I went through, I'll be sure to set them up. Doggo, attack! Oh, it's another damn... The dog probably supports him. He probably voted for the Nationalist Party. Can't trust these damn Calvardian dogs, man. Besides, I want to ask people up top who the client was. Probably better if you keep your questions to yourself. Anyway, I'm heading down to the subway to find some runways that fit the bill. Well, if something comes up, just give me a holler. Oh man, why does he gotta say holler? I feel on blast, man. The dude who kidnaps immigrants, he's gotta appropriate my phrase or my words. Did I hear that? Right? Yeah, it seems to be more dangerous than we thought. Absolutely cannot allow them to get away with this. All under the guise of trying to help. It's just too cruel. We have to do something. Yeah, Towa, break out the gun. Sound like he was heading to their gathering place. Alright, let's keep after him. Nah, let's not. We should hurry. Don't. Oh, you fuckers. Alright, we're gonna, I guess, call it here. We're not going to finish the quest in this video. Next time, we will keep trailing through Daybreak 2. Bye.